Hi, family. Welcome. Join in, family. Check in. Let us know how you're doing. Greetings. Check in, everybody. Happy Sunday. Well, we just have a few things to talk about today, and that is let me just start off by saying happy 15th. Today is a very monumental day in history. I will say that. So, the way I titled this podcast or broadcast is that this week will be historical. So, it will start with today. Check in and let us know where you're hailing from, family. Hello, Sister Vivian, Sister Angie, and Tiger Shiva. Hello, those of you who are checking in from Instagram. Today will be is a historical day, and this week will be an historical week. And I'll tell you why in just a few minutes, but I want to give people time to check in. And before we go into the podcast, I do want to say thank you all so much for those of you who watched our marathon video yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, Friday night. Friday night, I think it was. We did a marathon video. I was on live. I'm not going to be live long today, but I was on live for 6 hours Friday night. And across all social media so far, we have like 25,000 people that tuned in. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you all so much. I appreciate all your love and support. Please keep checking in. I see who's here so far. The Netherlands. Hi, Hans. It's good to see you from the Netherlands. Albany is in the house. Albany, Oregon. Hi, Albany, Oregon. Ian is here from Australia. Good evening. Good evening. Vivian is in the house. Good evening, Vivian. She says, hello, my dear friend. Please say currency exchange. Hi, Vivian. Angie's in the house. Trump 2025, Tiger says, my girl is here. Hey, sister. Alabama's in the house. Who else? Isadora. Hello. Sister Sophie's here. Good evening from Texas. Aloha. Cameron's Tech. It's good to see you. Hi, Scotty in Florida. Scott says, hi, Scotty. Hello, Gigi. Hello, Arkansas. Hello, my girlfriend, Karen Sullivan White. We went to high school together. I even dated her cousin. Hi, Karen. I love you, sister. Her sister was my best friend in high school. So we go way back. And when her sister married somebody in my family, so like in our small town, when you grow up together, you go to church together, you eat dinner together. I've eaten dinner many times at her house, her parents' house. You play together, you go to games together. Karen is a phenomenal cheerleader. That's how I remember you, Karen. Karen could do all kind of backflips. She was double jointed, and she was a prayer warrior. She loved the Lord like all through high school. She got married. She raised her kids well, and I followed her when she went to her husband went to the military. Karen was just such an upstanding and still is woman in my community in Portsmouth, Ohio. And that to this day, I still love her and follow her, because when you see somebody that has a light bright that shines very brightly, you can't forget them and you want to follow them. And she was such an example for how a woman and how a lady should conduct themselves. Like I remember, Karen, I don't know if you remember this, but we would get together and have prayer breakfast. We were like 15. If I was 14 or 15, I mean, you might have been 16, 17 or 18. You were a little older than I. You remember the prayer breakfasts we would have, Karen? And then we would go around to each other's houses and pray. The women, the young women, the girls, we were sanctified. We lived a holy life. We weren't running around. We lived a clean lifestyle, and her parents were married all of my life. So I just want to thank God so much for Karen Sullivan White being here and being an example of womanhood in my community. I still look up to her to this day, and we were kids growing up. She's the same person, same sweet, godly woman, and I'm just grateful and honored that she's here today. So thank you, Karen, for being here. Thank you for being such an upstanding woman. Good evening, Diesel. Good evening, everybody. It's good to see you. So I don't want to keep you long since we did this very long podcast on Friday night. If you missed it, please go and watch it, family. You can always fast forward it, double speed, a speed and a half if you don't want to miss too much. You can go 1.2, 1.25, speed it up. Hi, North Carolina. Hi, South Carolina. You can go, I think, 1.75 speed. Oh, Scott says you're very intelligent. I love your knowledge. Thank you, Scott. Adelaida says you're a champion. Thank you. You can speed up our podcast to 2.0. That's double time, double speed. So what I did for you today is I asked for YouTube to do limited advertisements, and I'll double check and make sure they do it, because when we were doing our marathon live on Friday night, people were getting interrupted with ads during the live. Good evening, Rhode Island. And then they kept getting booted off. This is crazy. Hello, Sherman. I love you. So many of my podcasts get bombarded with ads, and I'll try my best to see if I can get limited ads, and I won't get paid as much. But at this juncture, we're almost done. We're at the end of this war. It doesn't even matter. Hello, Pamela. What's more important is that you get the news. Hi, North Carolina. Hi, everyone. And it's interesting because somebody just came out with an article that said that Rumble has allowed some people to pay Rumble. For you guys that don't know, Rumble is a social media outlet where you can podcast and broadcast just like YouTube, but it's supposed to be for conservatives. And they were saying you could pay Rumble. These emails were being leaked where you could pay Rumble to put your information up higher, to highlight your videos above everybody else's. And that's not supposed to be done. It's supposed to be fair and just and all that, but those things leaked out that, there are other things, there are ways you can kind of tap into the system if you know how to pay them. And I kept telling people Rumble is good, and it's a social media network out of Canada. I said, but I'm having problems, and I've been having problems for a while, and I didn't want to complain, but people were like, no, are you sure? Not on Rumble. And I'm like, look, for a while, I wasn't even getting paid. It took me almost a year to get paid. Then my payments were slow, and then I would have censorship. I would have my videos would be taken down, or I had trouble connecting Rumble to my software, my streaming software. Hi, Springfield. So all kind of things happen when you're a podcaster and when you're telling the truth, but we thank God that we're here today. I think I'm hoarse because I've been speaking so much for so many weeks. And then Friday night, like I said, we had a marathon podcast where I was speaking for 6 hours straight. 6 hours and 5 minutes, and I can't remember how many seconds, but the number came out to be 47, I think it was. I was like, very interesting. Hi, Doctor, love you, and thank you for all your hard work. Hi, live in New York. Oh, no, live in the now. Peace and love. Keep checking in, family. I know my grandson is on his way over, so I know we're going to be interrupted in a little bit, where not only is my grandson coming over, but family is coming in, so I'm not going to be able to stay long. Somebody says Rod Steele was great. Good. During your consultation? So we hope something financially will happen this week. All right, family, keep checking in. I thought I just saw, gosh, I know I saw Karen Sullivan, right, from Portsmouth, Ohio, where I grew up, says, yes, I remember. We used to do prayer breakfasts and prayer meetings at each other's houses when I was just a child, a teenager. So guys, keep talking, please. Sandhill Shelby says, Friday night was never interrupted with ads on my YouTube. I remember seeing comments, so I was waiting, but I didn't see any ads. Oh, that's good. Oh, good. Somebody says, in terms of financial intel, Rod Steele is the guy for me. Thank you, Scott. So Rod Steele is our resident financial advisor. So whenever I need some information on what's going on specifically in Iraq, I will call him and he'll come on the show and he'll help you guys with discerning and understanding or overstanding all those things that's going on in Iraq. Thank you, family from Instagram that's just checking in. I appreciate you. And then Rod Steele also does consultations where you can contact him privately on his Twitter or X account for consultations and information for the regarding the RV, the revaluation of currencies. Oh, I don't want to put that up. Sorry about that. I'm trying to put something else on my ticker. All right, keep checking in. I see a lot of people coming in on Instagram. Thank you so much. I see our family, soul family, checking in all across all social media. Thank you. All right. I promise I won't be here long today. Plus, I'm going to have, like I said, I'm going to have family coming in. Oh, Cleveland Heights. So Huber Heights. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, and from the time I was a child up until 14, and then my mom moved me to Portsmouth, Ohio, which is a small town, because she didn't want me to be around, things that were going on in the inner city. But all my family on both my parents' side is still in Cleveland, Ohio. So welcome. All right, family. Here we go. Keep commenting, please. Keep checking in. Oh, and thank you all too for all of you who blessed me with the Cash App on Friday night. I appreciate it. And they were coming all night, Friday night, all the way through yesterday. So I appreciate you. For all of you all who respect my work and who are grateful for my work, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So let's get into the news, where I said this week will be historical. Now, when I was growing up, Karen, you might remember this, but when we were growing up, we grew up Pentecostal for the most part, holiness. And we would grow up, we believe in prophecy. And we were told whenever God speaks to you in prayer or a meditation, or you feel the anointing of God, the power and presence of God come upon you to say something, you should write it down, and you should write the date down. We were trained to do this ever since we were children. Karen probably remembers this. Well, a lot of people wouldn't do it because they were afraid that if they wrote it down, that it wouldn't come to pass. And that, when it came time to say, I knew that was going to happen because God told me that was going to happen. If you hadn't written it down, then you couldn't prove it. But if you had written it down, the prophecy, but it didn't go exactly the way you wrote it down, people might make fun of you or might call you a false prophet. But nevertheless, we were trained. When you feel compelled to say something, speak it, write it down, and then speak it. So that's something that I did, and I have done for many years since I was a child. I write down my dreams, I write down my visions, and I write down that unction that comes comes upon me. People call that downloads. Well, yesterday I was in prayer and meditation. And I would say, I was speaking to the Most High, or speaking to Source, and also speaking to my highest self. You know how you just speak to yourself? And some people will say, well, I talk to myself, and other people will say, yeah, but as long as you don't answer yourself, you'll be okay. Well, I was speaking to my higher self and praying. And as I was praying, I was writing, because I felt the anointing of God or Source just move upon me. And I was thinking about in my prayer, I was thinking about the events that will lead into our new golden reality. I was thinking about Nasara, and more importantly, or I should say more specifically, I was thinking about the revaluations of currencies, the reinstatement of currencies, and the global wealth that will come into our reality. And I said to myself and to God, I said, God, we've been talking about these things for so long. When are we going to actually see these events start to come into our reality? Because people are telling me that if they don't see it, they don't believe it. And I know you put these things in my spirit and my soul. I report on these things, and I've shown videos, I've shown articles to support my claim. But when are people going to start to see these things? And as I wrote it, and I said, you know what? I don't care if people say they don't see it or not. I'm just going to write what the Spirit says for me to write. And I said, when is this happening? And I just started putting my pen to the paper, and I wrote out tomorrow. That was on yesterday, 12/14/2024. And I said, I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to let the people see. I don't know if you all can see this. Nope, you can't see it. Thing. It says, when is it happening? Tomorrow, 12/15/2024. And then I wrote, Tuesday is 12/17, right? Sunday, yep, Tuesday is the 17th. 17 is the number that we like to see, because 17 represents Q in terms of the movement that we're in. And Q is the highest military clearance that you can have. And the Q people, or the 17 number, if you look at the letters, A is 1, B is 2, and you go all the way down to 17th, that's Q. Q is the highest military, again, the highest military clearance a person can have. And so thank you so much for the Cash App blessing. I appreciate you. God bless you. Have a smile on you. Q is the highest military clearance you can have. And so people from the military were actually dropping codes and giving us information since 2017. But they wouldn't tell you everything that was going on. They would just say, look into this and look into that. And so people who were inclined to do research and investigate would investigate more thoroughly. Now, I didn't follow the Q movement, but I did join this time of serious investigation around 2017. When Trump became the president, because a lot of people didn't like Trump. I wanted to know why they didn't like him. Why didn't they like his policies? Why did they want him to become president? And then as I found out, what he was doing in terms of taking down the deep state, I was like, I'm all for taking down the evil, the cabal that has enslaved humanity. So I wrote, when is this happening? And my answer to myself was tomorrow, 12/15/2024. 12/17 is Tuesday, the day of war. 12/17 is the day of war, because Tuesdays are days of war and days of announcements. You will see inaugurations on Tuesday. You always see big, serious announcements on Tuesday. So I want you to please know that. I've been saying that for many years. Pay attention to Tuesdays. So I don't think you can see this. And this is when I wrote it. Let me see. When is this happening? Tomorrow? I actually wrote this yesterday. When is this happening? That was 12/14. And my answer was tomorrow. And I talked about Tuesday, 12/17 being significant, and it being a day of announcement and a day of war. And then I said, well, let me write it bigger, because I don't know if people will see this. And this is when I wrote it again. So when is it happening? Now, I'm not saying that you could cash in your money on today. What I'm saying is, I prayed and asked God, when are people going to start to actually see with their eyes money movement? When are people actually going to see with their eyes announcements going into effect that will deal with money coming into our reality and wealth coming into our reality? And the answer I got back to myself again was tomorrow, and that was yesterday. So when I got up today, I said, forgetting that I had even written this, I said, let's see what's so significant about December the 15th. So if you bear with me, family, I'm going to let you know. Keep checking in, keep talking to each other. And let me preface this information by saying that oftentimes when I give you information, I say tomorrow something's going to happen, or I say this what's going to go on, or this major announcement has occurred. Oftentimes it hasn't occurred in mainstream media, but days later, and sometimes weeks later, and sometimes years later, they will actually tell you that on that date, something did happen, but they usually don't announce it until many days, weeks, or years later. So I just want you to keep your eyes open and know that December the 15th is a very significant day in history. And even on today is very significant. Why? Let's start with the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. The Bill of Rights were ratified on December the 15th, 1791. So each year on December the 15th, we commemorate or celebrate the Bill of Rights being ratified. So what are the Bill of Rights? The Bill of Rights, again, are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. These first 10 amendments spell out Americans' rights in relationship to our government. The Bill of Rights guarantees civil rights and liberties to each individual. And these civil liberties are spelled out, such as the freedom of speech, the freedom of the press, freedom of religion. Those 10 amendments were ratified or signed into law as the Bill of Rights on December the 15th, 1791. When you look up December the 15th, you see a lot of historical events actually occurred on December the 15th, but I'm just going to speak of the most relevant and the most recent ones. So we have the Bill of Rights. We also had the digital Bill of Rights that were signed by President Donald Trump. In fact, he announced the digital Bill of Rights from Mar-a-Lago on December the 15th, 2023, just last year. So for those of you who are on my Rumble and YouTube, I'm going to show you just a brief clip of that I broadcasted on last year. The Digital Bill of Rights. He signed the Digital Bill of Rights Act on the anniversary of the Bill of Rights. And the Digital Bill of Rights Act actually guaranteed us, he said, that we would stop being censored by mainstream media and social media. And in that announcement and that broadcast that I did on December the 15th, I told you all, I said, this is huge. President Trump is preparing us for something huge. That's what I said last year. He wasn't even elected as the president-elect. I said, he's letting you know he's still the president. And I've already brought up those videos for you because I did 2 videos on that last year, and I will put them in the description section of my YouTube channel and my Rumble channel. I say he's letting you know he's still the president. He's announcing this from Mar-a-Lago, which might be the new White House or something where he was doing press releases, but it's a place of significance, not just his residence. I said he's still the president. He's making a major announcement to let you know that he's getting rid of mainstream media, and he's putting certain constraints on social media so that he can do a major announcement when he steps forward as the real president after the elections. And by telling social media and mainstream media that he's putting parameters around them and that he would sanction them and he would make sure they're no longer funded. And he also said institution of education will no longer be funded, and all types of institutions that participated in trafficking of humans will no longer be funded. He said all that in his speech. I said he's setting the groundwork for him to do some type of emergency presidential announcement whereby he can circumvent or work around mainstream media, and mainstream media will not be allowed to censor him or us. So I'm just going to show you a brief clip of where he said that last year. Please forgive me for being hoarse. I didn't know I was this hoarse until I started speaking. Let me show you. I'm just going to show you about a few seconds of that. Last year, I said urgent alert, something that is going to pop off December 15th, Digital Bill of Rights Act. So I'll turn this around Instagram so you can see it. I hope you can see this. And family, listen, I'm only going to do something quick. And I caught that. I actually reported on it when he gave the. Hold on.
There's a good reason number 45 was the best president.
That's the advertisement.
I trust him.
Hold on. Speech. This is the speech right here. So I already put this in the description section for you on my Rumble channel and YouTube channel. This says Dr. Kia Pruitt deciphering President Trump's announcement on December 15th, the Digital Bill of Rights Act. We're going to start at the 20-minute mark and finish in a 26-minute mark. But the 6 minutes will go by very quickly. Put your listening caps on, take out your pens and paper, and pay attention to what he says. He points out 5 points to the Digital Bill of Rights Act. Now, this is very important as we go into December the 15th, 2023. I'm muted. Please type 1 in the speech, 1 in the chat if you can hear it. I'm about to mute it so you can hear this. Here comes another ad. Hold on.
They could.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down.
Sorry about family.
That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away.
He said he will reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. Again, he announced this on December the 15th, 2023.
Recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here
he said the censorship cartel must stop immediately.
Is my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters, and we have to do this right now, to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship. Third, upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis and disinformation. The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project. If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support for a period of 5 years and maybe more. We should also enact new laws laying out clear criminal penalties for federal bureaucrats who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution and deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and intelligence officials, there should be a 7-year calling off period before any employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data. Fifth, the time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content, not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal. In addition,
So that was his Digital Bill of Rights Act that he announced last year on December the 15th, 2023. And I did notice that once he was elected this year as the president-elect, then I was able to actually monetize my YouTube channel. So, as you all know, I have been censored heavily, as many of you have been censored heavily across social media. And especially if you talk about what's going on in Hollywood, if you talk about what's going on geopolitically, financially, or anything that's happening with the cabal or the deep state, and how these people that call themselves elite have enslaved humanity. Anything that you say against them would be censored or removed from YouTube, from Rumble, from social, I'm sorry, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And not only would your content be removed, but you would be banned for life. So I was banned for life from TikTok, and they say banned for life, and I would just keep starting up new accounts. But then when they would discover it was me, they would just take those back down. So that happened to us until President Trump was elected again as the president-elect. Some of us were able to come back. Some people are still having problems. But I just thought that was very important and significant that President Trump signed that Digital Bill of Rights Act on December the 15th, 2023. So for those of you who don't know what those 10 amendments are that were ratified to the Constitution in terms of our rights or liberties that everybody was given, let me just go over those very, very quickly. As I said earlier, those are the rights such as the freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and freedom of religion. But here we go. I'm going to show you a website that just shows you a little bit more about those 10 amendments. If I can go to it. Well, I thought I was going to, but they won't let me go to the, I shouldn't say they won't let me to, my computer is freezing or something. I can't get to the website. That's crazy. Wow. Well, enough for me saying that censorship has stopped, because it could just be something that's going on with my computer. It froze. Wow. I apologize, family. I cannot get to this this website. Wow. So I wanted to show you a few websites, and I also wanted to show you a video. I'm back. That's crazy. I got booted out, guys. This is wild. Just when I was saying things were getting better, right? So let me get to, Wow. So in history, December the 15th, 2011, the war started with the war in Iraq ceased. So December 15th again is a very, very monumental day. I don't know what they like about 15. Now 1 + 5 = 6, but I don't know what 15 represents. But I think Sherman, you said something in the comments about December 15th that you just put up on your social media platform. Can you say that again? Because I just saw it briefly. So the war in Iraq ended December the 15th, 2011. It had begun in 2003 with the American-led invasion of Iraq, but it officially came to an end on the 15th of that year, 2011. So if you all recall, 5 days after the 9/11 attack, President George W. Bush had announced a war on terrorism. And that is the Iraqi war about which I'm speaking that actually ended on the 15th of 2011. So you have the Bill of Rights ratified on December 15, 1791. You have other events in history that occurred between the Bill of Rights and December the 15th, 2023, when Donald Trump announced the Digital Bill of Rights Act that he was signing. And then you had, of course, one of the monumental things that happened before he signed the Digital Bill of Rights was the Iraqi war had ended. And then you had something to come up recently that I just saw today, which was a Simpsons prediction that there's supposed to be some type of internet shutdown that will happen on the 15th. Now, this is the 15th and it didn't happen, but I just thought it was fascinating to watch what they said about this so-called shutdown, internet shutdown. So they're saying that it could happen. It was supposed to happen on the 15th. But one thing I know about the Simpsons show or programming is that they foretell or predict events that the people in power will actually put into play. So we see it didn't happen on the 15th. The 15th ain't over yet till midnight, but I just want to show you what they said could happen on the 15th and what that will look like if indeed the internet goes out. You guys didn't see a video? I'm sorry. Thank you. You guys said welcome back. I came back on Rumble. Okay. Good. So thank you, family. So let me show you this Simpson prediction of an internet outage and what they say that could look like. In 1 minute. It's on my YouTube, family. You can go to my YouTube page. It's on my YouTube short. So go to Dr. Kia Pruitt or Dr. Kia Pruitt Official, and you'll see it on my YouTube shorts. And I'm going to bring that up for you now. Now, I'm not saying that the Simpsons know what they're talking about, but I'm saying they predicted or foretold President Donald Trump becoming the president. They predict all type of false flag events. They predicted George Floyd. They predicted, I'm in quotes because we know they're just letting us know what they're going to do. Catastrophes, storms, all type of fires, all type of things. So this is why I wanted you to just see what they said about what we should expect to happen very, very soon as it relates to an internet outage. And I'm gonna turn this around for you guys on Instagram. I hear you, baby. Hey, babe.
Simpsons predict no internet on December 15th, 2024. It begins with Lisa eagerly logging into her school's virtual debate competition, but the connection drops. Bart's online gaming freezes. Homer's favorite TV streaming service crashes, and Marge's video chat with Patty and Selma cuts off mid-conversation. Kent Brockman then announces breaking news. A major undersea cable failure has wiped out the internet in Springfield. Chaos takes over. Businesses that rely on online orders shut down. Students can't do homework. And Quickie Mart struggles with Apu shouting, "No credit cards, cash only." But then something surprising happens. Kids start playing outside, riding bikes, and climbing trees. Marge organizes a community event where neighbors actually talk to each other. Even Bart gets creative, pulling real-life pranks instead of online ones. Mayor Quimby tries to calm the town, reassuring everyone about the lack of internet. This strange prediction paints a picture of life without the internet. Simpsons predict no internet on December 15th, 2024. It begins with Lisa eagerly logging into her school's virtual debate competition, but the connection drops. Bart's online gaming freezes. Homer's favorite TV streaming service crashes, and Marge's video chat with Patty and Selma cuts off mid-conversation. Kent Brockman then announces breaking news. A major undersea cable failure has wiped out the internet in Springfield. Chaos takes over. Businesses that rely on online orders shut down. Students can't do homework. And Quickie Mart struggles with Apu shouting, "No credit cards, cash only." But then something surprising happens. Kids start playing outside, riding bikes, and climbing trees. Marge organizes a community event where neighbors actually talk to each other. Even Bart gets creative, pulling real-life pranks instead of online ones. Mayor Quimby tries to calm the town, reassuring everyone about the lack of internet. This strange prediction paints a picture of life without the internet. Simpsons predict no
So
internet
what they're
on
saying
December
is that
15th,
if there
2024.
is a internet outlet, an internet shutdown, wonderful things can happen. Children will go outside playing. People will start organizing events. Basically, people will start to have a life outside of the internet. So I'm not saying that this Simpson prediction will happen. I'm just saying that it's interesting that they said that we could have an internet outage on December the 15th, and that could lead to really some wonderful things happening. I know people are saying, well, we make money online. We need the internet, or we have established connections. But I think an internet outage really would be a good time for us to go out in the streets and see each other face to face and actually reestablish relationships and strengthen relationships. It would be a good time for us to be more creative, create businesses, do more art, do more music, participate in all type of events like creating schools, figuring out what we're going to do to help each other. So that's just one thing that I thought I would bring out to you all that caught my attention on today. Somebody actually sent it to me. And then when you think about markets, what's going to happen in the financial markets, I found an article that actually says that in the global markets, they're predicting, when I say they, I mean financial analysts and economists predict that December 15th would be a pivotal date for a financial reset. I want to show you one such article that talks about key market events for the entire week of December 16th all the way through December 20th, 2024. I'm going to bring that up for you in 1 minute. Where is this? Here it is right here. Thank you. So I know you guys can't see it on Instagram, but I'm going to read it to you. Economic calendar. These are key events or market events for the week of December 16th through the 20th, 2024. The upcoming week brings a mix of crucial economic events that will shape market sentiments from December the 16th through the 20th. Investors will closely monitor central bank decisions and key economic indicators. Monday, that's tomorrow, kicks off with the release of Brazil's focus report, offering insights into market expectations for the economy. Globally, composite purchasing managers index data will be released for Germany, the Eurozone, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Tuesday's spotlight falls on the minutes from Brazil's Monetary Policy Committee meeting. This document will provide context for the recent interest rate hikes to 12.25%. International focus will be on trade balance figures for the Eurozone and Japan, along with United States retail data. Wednesday marks a pivotal moment as the Federal Reserve will announce its interest rate decision. Tuesday of this week, in a few days, markets anticipate a potential rate cut following November's reduction to a 4.5% through 4.75%. The Bank of Japan will also reveal its interest rate decisions on this day. Inflation takes center stage on Thursday with consumer price index data due for the Eurozone and the United Kingdom. Mexico's central bank will also announce its interest rate decision. The week concludes with the release of Brazil's Consumer Confidence Index on Friday. The UK will publish retail rates or sales figures, while Germany will report its Producer Price Index. These events will provide valuable insights into global economic health and monetary policy decisions. Investors should prepare for potential market volatility as these key indicators are released throughout the week. And then it shows you an economic calendar for the week of December the 16th through the 20th. And I'll put that up for you in the description section of my Rumble and YouTube channels. Again, throughout this year, you've seen economists and financial analysts point to December the 15th as a pivotal date for a financial reset. So I'll find more of those articles for you and put those in the description section for you, but I'll just need you to give me about an hour or two to get all those articles put into the description section. So I just wanted you to know that there are some very interesting things that will happen on this week. I want you to know also that, as I said in the beginning of this podcast, I was inspired to say that things will happen when people will start to actually see them with their natural eyes today on the 15th. Because it's one thing to say, know it, believe it, feel it, see it with your first eye. First eye is what people call their third eye. But it's a whole nother thing when some people actually see it with their natural eyes. And I was compelled to say people are going to start to see things rolling out today on the 15th. You all tell me in the description section what you have noticed on today or what you have found is significant about the 15th. As we started out saying, today is the anniversary of the Bill of Rights being ratified. And I'll show you what those Bill of Rights, those first 10 amendments are before we leave here. Because when I tried to show it to you, I was having problems with my computer, but now everything's up and running smoothly. So let me show you. I think this one is it. Yep. The article starts out, it's entitled, Meet the Framers of the Constitution. Okay, where are they? Uh-oh. That's the right article, but I don't see the amendments. Wow. Hold on, fam. I got to find the amendments. When I got booted off of the program, I started having problems with all these articles. They went away. Let me see what we calling them. Bill of Rights. Keep checking in, family. Thank you for all those that are tuned in on Instagram. We appreciate you. Bill of Rights. I'm trying to show you that I might have to get out of here. I'm trying to show you what those 10 amendments were to the Constitution. 1 second. I lost it. America's founding document. This is crazy. Oh, here we go. Put one in the chat if you can see this, family. I think you can see it. Grand Rising. Someone said, Dr. Pruitt, check out House Concurrent Resolution 108. Okay. Kathy says, there are many Simpson predictions out there now. Food becoming scarce too. People need to listen. They're usually right. Wow. Okay. Rasta said it's been hard to meditate today. Maybe no internet. Well, I like that. Maybe no internet instead of internet. Maybe people are having a hard time connecting to their higher selves. Tell us what is the significance of December the 15th as far as you guys know. If we stay ready, Jakin said, we won't have to get ready. Thank you. It will bring us together in a good way. Someone else says it's time for the RV. It's time for pay. Yes, pay it forward. Thank you. Thank you. Who is that? Divine Ware for blessing me with $5. Dr. Ploy, please check out the House Concurrent Resolution 108. Okay. Sure, baby. House. I'm going to look it up now. Concurrent Resolution 108. Oh, the House Concurrent Resolution. We're going to have to do a podcast on that. House Concurrent Resolution 108 is a resolution that declared it to be the policy of the United States to end federal supervisor over American Indian tribes and integrate them into mainstream media. Interesting. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. We'll have to do a whole podcast on that. So these are the 10 amendments to the Constitution. When you think of this being the anniversary of the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment provides several rights of protection to express ideas through speech and the press, to assemble or gather with a group to protest or for other reasons, and to ask the government to fix problems. It also protects the right to religious beliefs and practices. The Second Amendment to the Constitution that was ratified on December the 15th, 1791, is the right to protect or keep and bear, to protect yourself by keeping and bearing arms. The Third Amendment prevents government from forcing homeowners to allow soldiers to use their homes. Before the Revolutionary War, laws gave British soldiers the right to take possession of your private home. The Fourth Amendment bars the government from unreasonable search and seizure of an individual and their private property. The Fifth Amendment provides several protections for people accused of crimes. It states that serious crime charges must be started by grand jury. A person cannot be tried twice for the same offense. That's called double jeopardy. Neither can they have their property taken away without just compensation. People have the right against self-incrimination and cannot be imprisoned without due process of law. That means fair procedures and trials. The Sixth Amendment provides additional protection to people accused of crimes, such as the right to a speedy and public trial by impartial jury in criminal cases, and to be informed of criminal charges. Witnesses must face their accused, and the accused is allowed his or her own witness and to be represented by a lawyer. The Seventh Amendment that was ratified under the Bill of Rights, that was ratified in 1791 on December 15th, is the right to jury trial in federal civil cases. The Seventh Amendment extends the right to a jury trial in federal civil cases again. The Eighth Amendment bars excessive bail and fines and cruel and unusual punishment. The Ninth Amendment states that listing specific rights in the Constitution does not mean that people do not have other rights that have not been spelled out. And the 10th Amendment that was ratified to the Constitution says that the federal government only has those powers delegated in the Constitution. If it isn't listed, it belongs to the states or to the people. Listen to this. The 10th Amendment says that the federal government only has those powers delegated in the Constitution. If it is not listed, it belongs to the states or to the people. This is why the Supreme Court of the United States had to overturn a lot of these things. They had to overturn what the Roe versus Wade and say, the government does not have a right to tell anybody, not even women, what to do with their bodies, but we'll leave it up to the states. They didn't say we're banning it altogether. We're leaving it up to the states. Because according to our Constitution and the Republic for our Constitution, all states in America are countries, and they govern their own people. So if you are from Ohio and you live in Ohio, that's your country, and you want to see changes affected, you need to work at the state level to have certain laws passed. The Supreme Court of the United States this year also overturned the what is it called? Chevron doctrine, also known as the Chevron deference, which eliminates all the powers of those so-called federal agencies that had created policies, statutes, and codes that were against us. And the Supreme Court of the United States declared all of those rules that these 441 so-called government agencies have come up with as unconstitutional and treasonous. So with the overturning of the Chevron doctrine or Chevron deference, you're going to see every single one of those 441 so-called federal agencies be dismantled. And if any of them still stands after this cleanup occurs, what will happen is they will be modified and changed, but they won't be federal because there's nothing federal. The federal government is not a government. It's a group of bloodline families that control the world. But what's supposed to be our guiding principles for America is the Constitution for our republic. So I'm saying all this to say that you're going to see with your own eyes, beginning today, people can put in the chat what you start to notice today, all this stuff going into effect. And the week to come is going to be monumental and historical because today commemorates the Bill of Rights, the anniversary of the Bill of Rights, and the Digital Bill of Rights Act that was signed on December 15th, 2023. That's important to note. So now, whatever President Trump does, whatever announcement he makes, he'll be able to circumvent the mainstream media. And you have been hearing now on like other news outlets, independent sources, that allegedly mainstream media executives and corporate heads have been arrested. I heard that one on today. So you can go to restoredrepublic.co and look at their report for the day, and you will hear them say that mainstream media executives were arrested. Basic Lay says December 2023 Digital Bill of Rights. Yes, I showed you a video of that, but you might have missed it at the beginning of this podcast. Sweet No says, I love you, Dr. Kia. You have opened my heart. I'm so grateful. I'm so glad to hear that. Tomorrow is the anniversary of the Boston Tea Party, Vanessa says. Wow, thank you. Thank you for this confirmation. Greetings. Somebody says that won't happen because they know we're on to them and makes us look like a fool for us telling the people. One of our sisters, Sophie, says the YMCA is in Gitmo. YMCA in Gitmo? What's that mean? Yes. Sister Rachel says nobody should say anything about the A word. I know I said it earlier. Eliminating babies, because that's between a woman and her doctor only. The state or governor have to mind their own business, Rachel says. Who signed the Digital Bill of Rights Act in 2023? That was President Donald Trump, and he announced it from Mar-a-Lago on December the 15th of last year. So somebody says a bell rung and we all opened our eyes. Thank you for that. So as you all know, earlier just a few days ago, the Bell of Freedom was rung, and that's what we've been calling it. I call it the victory bells. So the opening of the New York Stock Exchange is usually rung by a celebrity. There was a new precedent that was set the other day when President Donald Trump rung the bell at the opening of the New York Stock Exchange just a couple of days ago. When did he do that? What day was that? On December 12th. He did that on the 12th portal, the 12th month, which is December, the 12th day, and at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 plus 3 equals 12. So that whole 12-12 portal was very significant and important. And that's why President Trump rang that victory bell. When I looked up the significance of the ringing of bells, it says that ringing of bells signifies freedom, victory. What else? Triumph. It just so happens that the day or two before he rang that bell, it was actually Victory Day for the Iraqi people. See how we've been talking about Iraq for the last few days. The Iraqi people on December the 10th, I think it was, celebrated or commemorated getting rid of ISIS, because as you remember, ISIS took control of Iraq and mainly some of their major cities in 2017, I believe it was. Well, ever since they got rid of ISIS, the Iraqi people, they said that they would celebrate that day every year. And so on December the 10th of 2024, this year, I announced that the Iraqi people were celebrating in the streets. In America, those Iraqi Americans were celebrating in Detroit because Detroit has a high population of Iraqi people. And this is why al-Sudani, who is the Iraqi president, when he came to America, visited Detroit, because there's a huge population of Iraqis there. We have Iraqi Americans there. He went there to tell them about things that are going on in their country, to celebrate with them. He met with many businessmen there. And he also met with President Biden about the trading platforms, the trading relationships as well, and just geopolitical relations between Iraq and America. We also are now talking about today how December the 15th was the end of the Iraqi war. So Iraq's been in the news for a while. You know that Iraqi's dinar allegedly has been revalued, and al-Sudani told us on November the 2022, and I reported this when he said it. He said, I will do three things. He said, I will end endemic corruption in my country. I will work with other countries to restore or return my stolen money. And I will work with the Central Bank of Iraq to revalue my Iraqi dinar against the United States dollar. So we see a lot of events happening in Iraq. We saw the Iraqi prime minister also call on billionaires and businessmen all across the globe, but specifically in America and in Texas, to come and invest in his country. And there was also an announcement out this year that said Iraq is open for business. So a lot of things going on behind the scenes, family, but these things will now come at the forefront. Nicole James says on December the 15th, 1890, the Sioux Indian leader Sitting Bull was killed in a skirmish with United States soldiers along the Grand River in South Dakota. Wow, she says this is a file folder by the Library of Congress. Interesting. Sioux Indian leader Sitting Bull unalived. Wow. On the 15th. You know, they do some of these things as rituals and sacrifices on important days for them. Oh, Divine Water. Somebody asked if you could please show that document. Love and prosperity, family. Chicago's in the house. The Boston Tea Party was the first false flag to bring hostilities to the indigenous tribes, Billy Bushmaster says. Wow, thank you. The YMCA song at the Trump rallies is referring to Guantanamo Bay. The YMCA was built there in early 1800s. It was for 4 years, basically said. Thank you. Also, Kinsel says the Boston Tea Party in 1773 was a catalyst for the War of Independence. You all are amazing. You're helping me to report the news. And the bell, yes, as I had mentioned on the other day, that Donald Trump rang when he rang the bell that was opening the New York Stock Exchange. He rang it 51 times. So I kept rewinding video that was on that was playing on YouTube from the news to make sure I got it right. He rang it 51 times. And yesterday we talked about the significance of 51, such as area 51, 5 plus 1 equals 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 being 6 carbon, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, which is carbon, how 6 represents carbon, how 6 represents life. And we also talked about other significances of 51. Basically, it says the Army Navy game, out of all the military units, it was shown or showing the units at Guantanamo Bay. So yeah, they are showing. Have you guys seen that video where they're showing people at Guantanamo Bay, the military and watching a game? Is that what you're talking about? Which lets us know that Guantanamo Bay is open for business. Love being Nubian says, Doc, you were the bell for a lot of us. Thank the Most High for you, lovely lady. Thank you. I'm so grateful and so honored to serve our human, not our human family, our soul family. Thank you for that acknowledgement. Melissa says Reagan was the only other president. Ivana says, I bet you we get to have England as the 51st state. Wow. And somebody else said Canada could be the 51st state. Reagan rang the bell at a New York Stock Exchange as well. Oh, he was the only other president. Interesting, because in an article I read, they said Trump was the only president to do that. But I appreciate you for that correction. The Chevron doctrine overturned and agencies are being affected, and we will see that happen. Well, they've already been overturned, so now we're going to see the dismantling of the FBI, the CIA, IRS, and all those so-called federal agencies. Nancy Freeman says, hit the like button, family. Don't forget, please. Yes, the YMCA is Guantanamo Bay. That's why President Trump plays that song before he speaks and after he speaks. What? I did not know that. Hi, family. Franny says Iraq's Independence Day was the 12th through the 14th. Awesome. I love it. How was Donald Trump able to sign in 2023 as a citizen and not the president? I don't understand. I'm new to the channel. Because he actually still was the commander in chief. So when Biden was inaugurated, that inauguration was actually his funeral. And we saw military people come on, such as Derek Johnson, military veterans, to explain that certain flags, that the certain positions of the flag, I think it was a 21 gun salute or whatever gun salute that was. He showed us in a law of war manual how, when you know that was actually a funeral, Biden's funeral, that they were commemorating. So Biden was never the lawful president. Trump never conceded. 2020 elections were fraudulent. We have the Brunson brothers case that highlighted that and brought that to a lot of people's awareness, that the case against Nancy Pelosi, Joseph Robinette Biden, and Kamala Harris, and 385 members of Congress. That was the precedent that was set to alert the Supreme Court of the United States that they need to either rule against the 2020 elections or those justices will be held for treason themselves. And we're waiting for the official announcement that has happened, that the 2020 elections were overturned. Once that happens, if they ever announce it officially, then the whole Biden administration can be or will be dismantled because it's null and void. It's fraudulent. So to answer your question, Donald Trump was able to sign the Digital Bill of Rights Act in 2023 as the president and continue to operate as president because he never conceded and he never actually officially and lawfully lost. He's always been operating as the commander in chief. It's just that those bloodline families keep doing what they do and standing up and taking over or usurping authority from our lawful governments. Oh, Ivana says Joe was behind that war, the Iraqi war. Wow. Ruben says, Dr. Kia, hi. I tagged you on Facebook about the YMCA and Gitmo. Thank you. Let me see if I can go there. I'll see if I can find your tag, Ruben. You mentioned me in the comment. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. I'm gonna end with that. Thank you, Ruben. So I need to feed my family. Somebody said Brunson. Yes, the Brunson case was very, very significant. Hello, Salisbury. Hi, Jeffrey. We really enjoyed all your commentary Friday night, all the information you were sharing with everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for the Cash App blessing, family. I love you. No taxation without representation, 1773 Boston Tea Party. That was the catalyst that started the war against King George III. Thank you, Kensel. You all are amazing. You're good? Okay. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Jeffrey. Guantanamo. Guantanamo Bay, Leland says, is Guantanamo. Oh, Guantanamo. Thank you, Guantanamo Bay. I've been saying it wrong. Is that the reason Trump uses the song the YMCA? Yes. Don't forget about the Philadelphia bell. Was the Philadelphia bell rang too? What? Let me see. I got you, Ruben. I'm going to bring that announcement up. Philadelphia bell. I'm looking it up. When was the Philadelphia bell rung? December 2024. The Philadelphia bell was rung Saturday, December 14, 2024. Wow. Keep telling you guys, something's happening. Thank you for that, Scott. I'm about to bring it up right now. And I showed you all the other day, ringing of the bells represent victory, freedom, triumph, being triumphant. This says Saturday, December 14, 2024, the Jingle Bell Run, Philadelphia and Southern New Jersey is on Saturday, December 14, 2024. It includes the following events, and they talk about that. See, Jingle Bell Run. Is that what you guys are talking about? Jingle Bell Run in Philadelphia and Southern New Jersey. But doesn't tell me what it is. Be there with bells on. Thank you for the Cash App blessing. And you sent me a photo. I can't see it right now. Taj, I'm on my phone as well. Help keep the tradition going strong by jingling with your family and friends at the Arthritis Foundation Jingle Bell Run. Oh, it was some type of race. I see. A Jingle Bell Run that occurred on the 14th. Thank you for that. Beck says YouTube should give you all your money. You deserve it. Plus, they have played 11 commercials so far. Oh my God. Yeah, they still owe me money. They took down 7 of my channels and held my money. That's crazy. And this one, I was just able recently to get back up and monetize. We're watching a well-scripted movie, family. So I'm not going to keep you all on too much longer. The YMCA is code for those who abuse and sell children and where they will be heading to, Gitmo or Guantanamo Bay. Thank you, Kenzel. Divine War says, remember Trump said in the 80s at a hearing that those Indians don't look like Indians to me. I remember, because they weren't Indians. They weren't indigenous people. They were lying in order to steal the indigenous people's land and resources. So just to summarize what we've talked about, we're talking about how this week will be historical and it would begin today. I said begin starting from today, but actually we saw events leading up to this being the Bill of Rights anniversary. We saw Iraq celebrating in the streets in their country, and in Detroit, where we have a high Iraqi American population because they're celebrating or commemorating the end of ISIS, and they call this Freedom Day or Victory Day. We saw President Trump ringing the bells of freedom by opening the New York Stock Exchange with a 51 ringing of the bell 51 times. And we saw presidents from different countries coming to America. We've heard many announcements of countries repatriating their gold back to themselves. We've seen BRICS growing in numbers and a lot of other things. You have to look at my video on Friday night that we did where we covered a lot of things that's been going on this year. So the Digital Bill of Rights Act was also actually signed on December the 15th, 2023 of last year by President Donald Trump. And he made that announcement from Mar-a-Lago. And the Digital Bill of Rights Act was just saying that he was going to stop the censoring of the people from mainstream media and social media outlets. And he will make sure that any entities that try to keep us from being free will be severely penalized. And I'll put my video where he's actually given that speech in the description section for you of my YouTube channel and my Rumble channel. So December the 15th was the ratification of the Bill of Rights. And then December the 15th, you saw a lot of things happen in history. I would encourage you to look it up. We saw the Simpsons predict that on December the 15th, there could be some type of freezing of the internet or takedown of the internet, and that will lead to people becoming more productive. Now, we didn't see that freezing of the internet happen, but that was an episode on The Simpsons, and they have a tendency to predict, highlight, or showcase or foretell events that will happen sometime in that year. Like they predicted 9/11, they predicted Trump's win, they predicted a lot of catastrophes, and false flag events. And I don't think they predicted any black swan events, but they have predicted or foretold a lot of events. And then we have in history on December the 15th, 2011, the Iraqi war ending. So that was the war that began in 2003. And that was the American-led invasion of Iraq that had occurred due to 9/11. So if you recall, 5 days after 9/11, President George W. Bush announced a war on terrorism. Also, we talked about how many economists and financial analysts have pointed out that December the 15th is a pivotal date for a financial reset. And I read an article that talked about things that will happen this year between the 16th, that's tomorrow, and the end of the week. So I'll put all of that in the description section for you. And then finally, before I get to what Brother Ruben wants us to show, I wanted to let you know that something else Trump is doing or announced that is setting a precedent is that he's inviting Xi Jinping to come to his inauguration in January. And that's something that, according to my article that I read, never happened before. I see you guys chatting to each other. So let me show you before we get to Brother Ruben's tag. He's tagged me in a post on Facebook. I'm going to show you that. You see this article that says President-elect Trump has invited Chinese President Xi Jinping to attend his inauguration next month in Washington, a spokesman confirmed on Thursday. Caroline Leavitt, who will serve as the White House press secretary, said on Fox and Friends that Trump extended the invitation to the Chinese leader and an adversary, and he said that it would be to be determined whether Xi would attend. This is an example of President Trump creating an open dialogue with leaders of countries that are not just our allies, but also have been our adversaries and our competitors. Leavitt called it setting a precedent for the inaugural committee to invite foreign dignitaries to attend the inauguration, something Trump's team was doing as well. While diplomats and ambassadors typically attend, it would be unusual for a foreign leader to personally attend. But President Trump is often doing things to set precedent. Thank you. Nupri says 12/21/2024 could also be a significant date as well if you do a mirror flip on the 21st. Oh yeah, because you look at 12/21, if you do a mirror flip, that would also be 12. Interesting. The number 12. All right, family. Now that leads me to the tag that Ruben tagged me on. Brother Ruben, thank you for all of your information that you share with me, Ruben, and for being here, for all of your support and your love. I appreciate you. Let me see. Here we go. I'm going to show that to you in 1 minute. I have to go to my Facebook page. Thank you for your patience, family, on Instagram. And all of you that's still here. I have 1,317 people in the chat. Can you please hit the like button, please? And make a comment. Share the video if it resonates with you. So I'm sharing this, Ruben, that you sent to me. It says your post says, hold on. Okay, all these inbox messages are popping up. I get inboxes like flooding me all day. But I love it because you guys are sending me information. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. YMCA, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Ah, you see that? This is what Ruben put on his page. Let me see if you guys can see this from Instagram. Oh, I lost it. Ruben, hold on. I'm gonna show you guys the article. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. This is what it looks like. Okay, Ruben, I'm going to click on that link. It says YMCA Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. That's the title of this article. Oh, you just wanted me to see. What? Yeah, see, it says that. Interesting. This is just an image you wanted me to see, that YMCA Guantanamo Bay. And what you are telling me that President Trump plays the theme for YMCA, you know that song, at the beginning of his rallies and end of his rallies, because he's really dropping codes to let the deep state know that, and those group of bloodline families that have infiltrated our governments and financial departments and this every segment of society, that they're on their way to Guantanamo Bay to face military tribunals. Interesting. Wow. Thank you for that information. Anything else about the YMCA you guys want me to know about? Let me look at your comments before I go. It's dinner time in my house. Jubilee is finally here. Yes, Marjorie. Oh, Pelosi is sick now, basically says. Yes, that is strange. She's sick all of a sudden. Oh, thank you, Linnell. She said I'm saying I'm calling it, what am I calling it? Guantanamo? What am I calling it? She said, Dr. Kia, you are calling it Guantanamo. It's Guantanamo. Thank you, Guantanamo. I appreciate that. Guantanamo Bay. House 108 doesn't look good for the native tribes to me, especially in racially areas like Oklahoma. Having local cops on the reservations may be a huge problem. Okay, we can talk about that on another day too. Thank you for correcting me, family. I appreciate it. There's a Rumble video too. Haven't watched it yet. I guess about Gitmo. Pray for Ray Hagans. I'm gonna call him. I've been trying to reach him, but I haven't. I know he's very sick. Brother Ray Hagans, or Dr. Ray Hagans, is a person who has opened up the eyes of a lot of people in a so-called conscious community by just letting them see that there are metaphysical meanings that were in the Bible, that some of them are literal, some are metaphysical, and you just open a lot of people's eyes what's going on in terms of who we are, where we came from, and how we should look at ancient scripts. And he's a personal friend of mine. I'll call him. Thank you so much. Trump also plays the YMCA song because Joe Biden was said to have stayed at the YMCA when his house burned down. What? You see how they drop all kind of codes? Nancy fell down the stairs abroad, apparently. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, something's going to happen to her. Nancy also had a hip replacement. Oh, not Ray Hagans? Who did you say I should pray for? Not Ray Hagans, but who? I thought you said Ray Hagans. Tell me again who you said I should pray for. I thought you said Ray Hagans. I'm sorry. Oh, you're saying no, not Ray Hagans. Yes, he's very sick. He needs I don't know if it's a kidney or liver transplant, but he has to go to the hospital to have dialysis every day now. All I can say is that I've had one heck of a physical and cosmic ride thus far. I've seen several cloaked ships here in North California. Wow. So there's an article out that says 150 feet. And then another article says 300 feet, Pelosi fell. What? I like how you read comments, because many people have good comments. Yes, they do. Thank you so much. Pelosi's getting major surgery, somebody says. Oh my God, Love being newbies and said Ray Hagans did a video. He's in a hospital, and he did a video to let everybody know where he is this morning. I'll call him. Thank you. Ivana says, I thought it was Nancy. It was because Nancy was on her knees too much that she's sick. So it's time to help humanity, family. You're going to see a lot to happen. I know I've been saying that. And sometimes when I say a lot's going on, I'm reporting information that was good. That mainstream media hasn't yet reported. Because I remember I have a video up that I said President Trump is going to make a major announcement on the 15th. I said on the 14th. People are like, he's not going to make an announcement. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. I'll say, let me see if I can show you that video. I'm not going to show you the whole video. This might be it. So that people didn't believe me. Oh, it might have been the one I just showed you. No, I don't think it was that one. I showed you another one. So not only did people think I was crazy because I said he's going to announce something on the 15th. I said that on the 14th. But on the 15th, they were like, nothing happened. And so I had to come back later on the 15th to show people what had happened. They totally missed it that he gave an announcement from Mar-a-Lago saying that he was going to sign the Digital Bill of Rights Act. But I'll just put those two in the description section for you. Oh, you're saying he has to, Ray Hagans has something going on with his kidneys. Ray Hagans woke Tapa 1240 up 26 years ago. Wow. Then you know what's really going on. Joe Biden's house did not burn down, somebody is saying. Bobby Hammond also woke up a lot of people. Yes. Oh, no, Ray Hagans is in the hospital. Son, Ray Hagans is in the hospital with blood clots.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Me too. I'm about to call them. Oh, man. All right, family. I love you all so much. I'm going to call Dr. Ray Hagans. He is a personal friend of mine. All my children know him. Some of my siblings have met him. We love him very much. He's been good to us. I remember one time we got stopped by the police and we didn't know why we were getting stopped. And I called Ray on the phone because I was just coming from Georgia, by the way. When we travel, sometimes we go through there. He would meet up with us and take us out to dinner, my family and I, and spend some time with us. But we got, you know how you get these routine stops. We got stopped by the cops and I was scared because they were like, "Do you have drugs in the car?" You know how they really was doing under Obama, going crazy, stopping, a lot of people that looked suspect, a lot of brown people. And we were like, we were in a very nice car, but we were like, no, we don't have any drugs in the car. Were we speeding? No, we're shut up. And they, had their hands on their guns and threatened to search our car and saying they wanted us to get out. So I called Ray while this was happening, Dr. Ray Hagins, and I was like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And he gave me some words to say. I don't even remember what those words were. And when I said those words to the cops, they were like, all right, it's a wrap. And they took their hands off their guns. They said, you're free to go. Because Dr. Ray Hagins knew the code. And these are things he had been teaching some of the people, especially men classified as Black. Like if you get pulled over, you have to know the proper speech. You have to know how to conduct yourself. You have to know what mannerisms you are supposed to present, because we know we're under a military operation, or not even a military operation, which we are, but we know that right now we have bloodline families that have controlled our governments and put in their policy enforcers that are doing some things. He wouldn't go into detail like that. Some things he can't say that are illegal or unlawful, but he would say they're doing certain things. So I'm going to teach you how to conduct yourself. So when he gave me these words to say to those police officers, you would have thought, they were like, well, who are you talking to on the phone? I said, my brother. I was like, what do I say? He said, you just tell me talking to your brother, and you say these exact words. And when I say it looked like they had some type of reverence and fear in their eyes and turned away and left us alone, I was so relieved, because they certainly was about to draw some guns and make us get out and search our car. So I give thanks, and I have extreme reverence for Dr. Ray Hagins. Jeffrey Short says, Dr. Kia, just an update. The Wells Fargo building here in Salisbury is actually a wealth management center. I went in last week to inquire about foreign currency exchange. Wow. And they said that they are in preparation. Thank you for that good news. Yeah, I saw an article that says a lot of banks here in this country will be replaced by wealth management systems. I'll have to see if I can find the video I did on that in those articles and come back on another day to talk about that. I agree that Nancy's been gone. A lot of these people that we see, even Biden, they have been gone. You just have actors that are wearing masks. As Jones says, we're looking at central casting. I see you guys talking to each other. On Sunday, December 15, 2024, the New York RYC will hold its 112th annual gala featuring high-profile national speakers and honored guests, including Steve Bannon, Nigel Farage, Dan Scavino, and many more. Thank you for that. Who is that? B.C. Childs. Awesome. That was today. The New York RYC holding its 112th annual gala featuring high-profile national speakers and honoring guests. Something is going on today. I'm telling you, family. I wonder what that gala is about. Okay, let's see. I'm disappointed. My Social Security amount went down, and we're supposed to be getting an increase this year. Rochelle, I don't know. You know, the deep state is trying to cause us to be in a panic and to be stressed out, frustrated, but it's going to stop soon. And I know you're tired of hearing me say that. So let's usher that in. Let's usher in our victory. We know the victory bell's won. Let's usher in our financial abundance, global peace, and prosperity for the whole world. Somebody said for me to please, you said, please stop with the dates. I'm not saying dates that you're going to revalue or give an instatement of currency reevaluation, but I'm telling you that something is going to start today, and people are showing you that there are different rituals that are going on right now. And the reason why I'm saying that this is going to be a historical week and starting today is because that is what I was inspired to say by my higher self and by the Most High. So while I can understand it does frustrate us, I'm not telling you that your money is going to be revalued on today. I'm telling you something very, very important is going to happen today. And people are actually bearing out and confirming that today is a day of significance. But I agree. If we keep saying dates, and then people will get stressed out. because you will start to expect something to happen. And I'm not going to say if it doesn't happen, I'm going to say if we don't see it with our eyes happening, we'll think it didn't happen and we'll be discouraged. But I don't need to see with my eyes because I know. I don't think, I don't feel only, and I don't believe. I know. Dr. G. Thank you, Dr. G. She sent me a message. All right, Dr. G, I'm going to check your message. I know you're trying to talk. Dr. G is a close friend with Taj Tariq Bey, the Grand Sheikh of the Moors, and they do very, very important critical videos and updates, geopolitical updates, as it relates to the Moors and as it relates to all people in America on their YouTube channel called The House of Reawakened Minds, I think it's called. The House of Reawakening Minds. Let me see. So she just sent me a message. I'll have to call her. And by the way, Taj, for you guys that don't know, Grand Sheikh Taj Tariq Bey is sick too. The House of Reawakening Minds. Is that what it's called? Or is it Official House? Official House of Reawakening Minds. That's where Dr. G reports from with the Grand Sheikh of the Moors. And they talk about how the Grand Army of the Republic actually is taking down the deep state. And they would Grand Sheikh was actually the one that taught me about motu proprio, which was that letter that Pope Francis sent to President Obama saying, stand down. Pope Francis in 2014 has sent a letter saying it's over for us. It's over for the whole fake United States government. Everybody need to cease and desist. The presidents, he said, are not presidents of the Republic. For the Republic, they're presidents of the United States Incorporated. He said, we're a fake government. He said that Obama is not the real president. He stated that people classified as African Americans were enslaved to pay off debts. And then we went a step further and we enslaved the masses to pay off debts. He said every single government agency is to cease and desist, including courts, lawyers, judges, and police officers, and all government agencies. That's what he said in motu proprio. And I did many broadcasts on that. But I first learned that in 2014 from the Grand Sheikh of the Moors, who reports from this channel here, the Official House of Reawakening Minds. And I brought them up because as we were talking, I saw Dr. G from this channel send me a message. So that's my cue that it's probably time for me to get off. What was the word, please? Remember? What was the word? I was just talking about the significance of December the 15th. Right. Police should not be operating on our lands in the first place because they are not the sheriff. The only entities that's supposed to be enforcing the law, according to our republic of our land, is the sheriff. And this is why right now you can Google it and you'll see many police departments across the nation are dismantling. Police officers are quitting and the whole police departments are shutting down, and the roles of those departments are now being transferred to the sheriff department. So any police officer who wants to continue to enforce anything, before they were enforcing statutes, policies, and codes, not laws. Statute, policies, and codes of the United States Incorporated. So anybody that wants to still operate in that capacity to enforce laws have to be retrained. And that is in alignment with Nasara. Right. So they shouldn't be on our land anyway. And I heard that they actually were created to catch slaves or prisoners of war. So we, so-called Black people classified as Black, were prisoners of war. And I did a whole deep dive on that Friday night. So you guys can look at that video. How is that adding to people being down? You're responsible for your own emotions. Yes, we are. Thank you. We're responsible for our own emotions. I haven't heard from many of you for weeks. I just hope this goes before I lose my home and my vehicle. Yeah, I understand. Love being Nubian said it's going to happen. We just have to be patient because it took thousands of years to get here, the enslavement of the planet. And it's unfortunately taken a whole lot of time for it to get taken down. But we see it happening little by little. And when you think of Diddy and you think about, Weinstein and Epstein, all that coming out and children being freed from deep underground military bases and all these explosions actually cleaning out the bases, it's happening. And again, in my deep dives I did Friday night, when you look at what's going on financially, where all these nations are joining BRICS and dropping the United States dollar and repatriate gold back to themselves and backing all their currencies with gold, you can actually see their currencies revaluing, and it will be reinstated back to their normal value. It just takes time. We're just waiting for the official trigger. But this stuff is happening. I've shown over the years I've been doing this, countless videos, countless articles, as well as letting you know that here in America, the states have removed the state sales taxes from the sales of precious metals, and they're reclaiming silver and gold again as money. Anytime numbers are involved, I tend to go to gematria, yes, to understand what's going on. Absolutely. I love their show, he says. Oh, Taj is getting better? Really? Is Taj getting better? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he is or not, but Command, I'm going to check on him. He loves the House of Reawakening Minds. So, family, I'm about to wrap this up. Billy Buster says, did you know that the original 12 Days of Christmas was called the 12 Days of Chaos? No, that's another 12 number. What? Did you know that the original 12 Days of Christmas was called the 12 Days of Chaos? They were masters bound to the servants. Then you had Christmas. No, I did not. Thank you for that. Does anybody in the chat know what's going on with the credit union? Somebody asked. Dr. Kia, some years back, the police stopped an older Black gentleman in his truck. They tried to give him a ticket, and he showed them his Moorish flag, and they left. Right, because policy enforcers don't have a right to talk to us because we are owners of the land. The people classified as Black. We are the original Americans. You look up, I've said this many times, 1828 Webster's definition of American, it will say the copper-colored people found here by Christopher Columbus, but now applied to Europeans. So we're not U.S. citizens. We are nationals. We are sovereign. We're supposed to be, but many of us have been operating under the United States Incorporated and going along with their program. But if you know who you are and you know how to operate as a sovereign, I'm not saying a sovereign citizen, because sovereign citizen, those two words do not go together. Okay. You can't be sovereign and a citizen. Citizen means slaves, actually, sitting in sin, citizen. A sovereign person is free. But when you operate in your sovereign capacity, the police officers know they can't bother you. And I have friends that both Caucasian or from European descent and Aboriginal, classified as Black, that know how to operate in their sovereign capacity as a national. They don't pay taxes. They don't get pulled over. And if they do, and these people know who prove who they are, the police officers go away. But again, that's not a sovereign citizen. I'm saying sovereign. But we're all sovereign. Before, you had to file paperwork. You had to go through these rituals and sign in certain colored ink, using your thumbprint, to seal certain things. But now will be acknowledged as sovereign all across the globe, because we're all sovereign anyway. But they created a system to enslave us. Thank you, Brotherhood. I appreciate you. Let's invoke a speedy recovery for the Grand Sheik. Thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely. I still hold faith in the Lord. All right. The Master, I agree. Great freezing evening. It's cold for you, Pamela. Ooh, I'm glad I live in the South in Florida. We can't afford to lose the Grand Sheik now, and we can't afford to lose Dr. Ray Hagins. These are some of our close friends, and these are some of the people that's opened our eyes. Everybody else, right, should know that we have squatters on the land, including the policy enforcers. They're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be locking any of us up and handcuffing us. They're enforcing the statutes and codes of the fake governments, the deep state, United States Incorporated. And with the overturning, thank you so much for the Cash App blessing, family. With the overturning of the Chevron doctrine, the police departments have to cease and desist. Again, that's why you see a lot of them closing across the country. Somebody says, you're so smart, Dr. Pruitt. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Hello, Kia. Hi, Mother Ghost Star, Mother Susan Price. It's good to see you. The reason why the police department and other government offices will be taken down is because it's the ruling against the Chevron deference. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mother Price. I love you. Guys, send Mother Price love. You guys know she's a good friend of mine. And she is the mother of the Patriot community. Diesel says, credit unions say that they are not participating in a foreign currency exchange. However, I've shown you our articles that say that banks met globally earlier this year to make sure they were prepared to receive your tier 2 assets, and that they need your assets to keep banks from being bankrupt and to maintain the financial wealth of the institutions, the financial institutions. Tier 2 assets are your foreign currencies. As well as the Supreme Court of the United States this summer ruled that state-sponsored banks can have their own charter. They can operate independently from the Federal Reserve central banking system. They don't have to follow any of their rules. And they can issue out their own gold-backed currencies. When I tell you things are happening, they are. Oh, you've been, basically said, I've been watching, what's happening? Police audits on YouTube and how they do people. It makes you angry. Gold Star Mother Susan Price says, President Trump will make sure that these bad government agencies are taken down. Thank you so much for that confirmation. They are unconstitutional and they go against the American people. We're about to go under common law, she says, when Trump returns. Oh, I got goosebumps. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Key, I remember in 2018, I believe I heard a couple of loud sonic booms here, then found out that they were bombing deep underground military bases. The same thing happened when I was staying in Louisville, Kentucky. You could hear the sonic booms and they would shake all of our houses. People didn't know what it was. They were like, that wasn't thunder, because we were calling each other like that sure wasn't thunder. And we didn't see any lightning. And that happened a lot in 2020 during the shutdown. Basically says, laugh out loud, 12 days of chaos. That sounds about right. When they left out the month of 13. There used to be a big YMCA building at Gitmo. That's why Trump plays the YMCA song. And you guys know it. These people are going to go to Gitmo and face military tribunals, and we'll be able to see some of that live. You used to be able to see it at c-fine.net and actually see some of the military tribunals. That was in 2019 and 2020. You know, it's not on there anymore. Listen, I'm not going to let anybody talk about my friend Rod Steele. You have to do that on another channel. It was around COVID on Facebook, Anthony says. So for people that say nobody should charge money for consultations or for giving out information, I have to say a lot of people work for free. And that is not what you do in a capitalistic society if you want to eat. If you're hungry, if you have bills to pay, then you use whatever gifts, talents, or certifications and education you have to make money. Most of you all don't work for free. I mean, when I say you all, when most of us people in the world do not work for free. Unfortunately, we live in a system that in order to live, pay for your medical expenses, pay for a roof over your head, take care of your children, or eat, you have to work. And if you're too sick to get out and work a 9 to 5, or you too smart, or however you want to look at it, or too creative, or you just can't find a job, then you must use whatever you can to make money. But for some reason, people think just because we're in a patriot community, we should just be doling out information and not charging. Why a lot of us do it, we haven't necessarily been able to make it like we used to. You know what I'm saying? If we don't charge, I don't charge, but it hasn't served me well. I still had to downsize. I still had to find other ways to make money. And yet I'm giving up my time and my energy. And I'm just saying that because somebody has something negative to say about Rod Steele. Like, doesn't he live with a certain place? And why is he begging for money? I'm not going to let you talk about my friend. I'm not going to let you talk about even whether I'm friends or not. You're not going to come on my channel in the comment section and disrespect anybody that I bring on my show that takes the time, energy, time away from their families, energy, especially being sick unto death, to give information for free. And then if you want extra information, ask that you please pay. No, that's disrespectful to disrespect somebody who used to get tens of thousands of dollars per month for doing what he does and can't do it at all because he has cancer or had cancer. Not on this channel, you won't. And I'm sorry, for sounding so harsh, but I'm really tired of people thinking that everybody's supposed to do things for free. Nobody had to tell us about the Iraqi dinar, the Venezuelan bolivar, and currencies. People could have kept that information for themselves and became multi-billionaires and not shared that information. And a lot of us would have never known if they haven't given that information, but they did it, and they did it for free. But if you want extra information, they ask, could you please pay me so I can freaking cure myself from cancer? So I can feed my babies. So I don't have to beg on the street, because we're supposed to be one soul family. Gold Star Mother Susan Price also did humanitarian projects for weeks for no money. And I asked for people to please just give a Cash App blessing. And some people complained about me asking, like, what is wrong with people? Help people for hours, over 200 people, till she couldn't work anymore. Create humanitarian projects, come up with the pictures, the outline, write the wording, help you with your vision. Like, we need to stop being so self-centered and self-absorbed and so negative that we spew out that disrespect on everybody else. We're all suffering. We're all tired of being slaves. We're all tired of them stealing our money. We're all tired of having to work by the sweat of our brow. But that does not give us the right to say, hey, either you give me all this information for free, or I'm going to call you, a criminal or a crook. That's just with time out for that. And for some of us that say it ain't going to never happen, that's why it's not happening. That's why it's not happening for you. What we all need to do, family, and this is why I try so hard to spin the news in a positive way, is stick together. And if there's somebody that's on a channel that you don't like or you don't support, just don't watch it and don't call them. Just walk on by. Walk on by. Do, 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 do. Walk on by. Do, 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 do. Just walk on by. Just ease on down the road. Okay? So forgive me for that rant. That's been like, over the years, I've heard that over and over. Patriots, Patriots. What's wrong with y'all asking for money? Well, can you imagine the information that people give? Can you imagine all the articles you have to read, all the videos you have to listen to, all the conferences you have to go to, getting the connections you have to make? I've met people from Hawaii, from the Philippines, from Canada, from Australia. And I'm talking about people from dynasties, from China. I've met people from Africa that are over certain trusts, that hold trust and keys to trust that will completely liberate humanity. And I've held conversations with them for hours. I've gone to visit Rena Houston, who is the child of Whitney Houston, that most people don't know about, who was taken from Whitney when she was a teenager and trafficked. I've met JFK Jr., also known as David Quickly, and spent time talking to him for hours, reading his book, doing interviews with him, investigating who he is. I met Nancy Pelosi's daughter-in-law who says her children were taken from. I've met many, many people. Thank you for the financial blessing through Cash App, who have been trafficked by the deep state. I've met many, many military men and women who talk to me sometime in the middle of the night, send me texts, send me videos, send me intelligence. Like they say, don't say my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, that takes a lot. It's emotionally draining. We spent many nights crying. I know Gold Star Mother Susan Price can relate to that. Her son was unalived. That's what made her a Gold Star mother, because he was a military sergeant who was investigating and taking down the deep state. So they took his life. You know how many times she's cried? And people didn't want to send an offering while she did humanitarian projects. She and I talk. All of the people I know, she knows, and she knows way more. We talk. We meet in person. We've had conferences. We cry at night. We pray at night. We fast. We can't eat. We can't sleep. She is on the phone way more than I. Hours, no sleep. And some people think that they deserve information, which we do it from our hearts. And yes, you do deserve it. I'm talking about the people who come on being so negative. Like, you just should get this information for free. And like, people should just want to do it. And it bothers me. It hurts my soul. Thank you for the Cash App blessing, Tawana. God bless you. Have a smile on you. It hurts my soul because we love our soul family. And when I tell you we cry, I talked to Mother Susan Price many times, and she's weeping because she is worried about the people. Her son lost his life fighting this battle because she's wondering when she's going to be vindicated. The government that he was working with and for took his life. Rod Steele had cancer. Thankfully, the people who are not selfish from our channel, he says, have given the most money, even more than PPN, which is a huge Patriot network, to help him with his medical bills. And now he's free from cancer. But he still got to eat. Still got to keep his financial credentials up so he can help me and you. There's many, many more people out there. You know, some people are grifters. Some people are scamming people and saying, you know, if you send me your, thank you for the financial blessing. Who is that? MCH, God bless you. Heaven smile on you. I appreciate you. There are some people out there that saying, send me your currencies and I'll exchange them for you, but you got to pay me money first. Don't do that. That's scamming. Then you have people out there that are using public figures' faces and identities to say, I'll help you start a quantum financial account, but you have to pay me. And I've told you many times, those people are scanners. But people that you know who've given you some information, but won't give you everything and say, look, if you want a little more, I'll give you a consultation, or I'll do some coaching, or I'll give you some counseling, because they're licensed counselors or licensed coaches, certified. I'm a certified coach. You guys, you haven't paid me to coach you, but I'm just saying, you know how many years it takes to become a financial advisor? Do you know how many years it took for me to get a PhD? 10 years just in my PhD program, but I've been in college since I was 17. I didn't graduate with my PhD till I was in my 40s. So all I'm saying is, and some people don't even have college degrees, but they blood, sweat, and tears, serving in the military, putting their life on the line, seeing their children unalive, but still putting their life online like Mother Price. We got to start being a little more sensitive to the people that's giving out information on these channels and coming from a good place. And if people can't discern who is good and who is not, then I don't know what to tell you. You need to fast and pray, but you won't insult people that I bring on my channel and get away with it without me saying something about it. So I apologize for that rant, because most of the people that watch this channel know that we come from a good place. We've never stolen from the people. We have a clean life. All of us. We've not been to prison. I'm talking about the ones on this channel. We don't hurt people. We love God, family, and country. And we work tirelessly, whether we work a 9 to 5 or not, to research, study, to learn the information, and do it to the extent that you can explain it. That's a lot of hard work, family. And then, thank you so much, Sister Norma. I appreciate you. God bless you for your Cash App blessing. May the Most High bless you 100 and 1,000-fold. And then after that, answer questions. So like some of you that want consultations, you'll email me. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have hundreds of email, and I will answer each of them one by one, and work a job and take care of my grandchildren. And last school semester, I was schooling my grandchildren, homeschooling them, and cook for my family and work in the community. But I will still answer the phone. I will answer emails. I will answer messages, inbox messages all across social media. I will answer questions. And other people have done the same. And when they come on my podcast, they're giving of their time away from their family. They're telling their stories. And I'm going to honor them and reverence and respect their stories, whether people believe them to be true or not, because that's what a journalist is supposed to do. A journalist is supposed to report and give people a platform to share their stories and give them a platform to provide intel and information. That's it, family. Yes, Gold Star Mother Susan Price has been a blessing to the Soul family. She helps so many people with their projects. She says, I am the mother of the Patriot community. And somebody says, if you mess with her, you mess with the wrong one. That's right. Ain't nobody going to speak bad on her name. We love you, Dr. Kia. Thank you. Can I get consultation with you for 30 minutes? I don't do consultations, my darling. I don't do consultations anymore. I used to answer questions and I did it all for free. But I'm telling you, it took a lot of time and a lot of energy. And then when YouTube took down my channels, I wasn't getting any money for the work I was doing with the ads that they ran on YouTube. So all that censoring that they would do, take down my videos, take down my channels, steal my money, just, caused me to be really sad for a while, because I didn't show you all, but I would call my friend Taj, call Mother Price, like, I don't know what to do. I'm doing all this hard work. I'm not being compensated. They stole my money. And they would say, stay encouraged, keep going. Mother Susan Price said the military tribunals will be aired over the winter. They would tell me, keep going. And here we are. So for the most part, though, most of us over here, we keep our vibrations high. We're loving, we're supportive. Even if we don't agree with people, we'll be respectful. And we'll say, no, I don't know about that. Or can you explain this? Or I don't know if it's going to go down that way. Or no, I don't think that's right. That's okay. Or I disagree. That's being respectful. But calling people names, that's not respectful. That's not respectful, family. So somebody's saying, don't be afraid to pay taxes. Paying taxes is voluntary and the IRS will go away. Look, we've been on here 2 hours. I said I wasn't going to keep you all long. I kept you all long earlier, like Friday, I want to say. So I don't want to do that anymore. Another beautiful sis that really helped decoding stuff. Thank you. Is Miss Earth Amina. Amina. I know some people would tell me you remind me of Earth Amina. And they turned me on to her videos. I was like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. Yes, she has a lot of passion for what she does. Is she still reporting? Love Being Nubian says, Mother Price is a wonderful individual. We love her so much. Sister Melissa says, crying, I'm crying. Amina awakened me in 2020, Love says, wow. We stand on the shoulder of giants. That's right, family. We need each other to survive. You better believe that. Oh, somebody on Instagram says, you follow Amina? Shada says, Amina is fire. Hey, Dr. Fakia Pruitt. Wells Fargo exchange will exchange the Zim. Thank you, Shada. I'm on my Instagram on my phone, family, for those of you who wonder why I'm looking away from the camera. Thank you guys for joining from Instagram, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. So that's it, family. I saw somebody say their birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Brother Jeffrey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brother Jeffrey. Happy birthday, of course, to you. Plus, I can't sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I hear my grandkids singing in the background. Happy birthday, my love. I am one of those persons that you have responded to. I am so appreciative. I send you information too. Yes, you do. Thank you so much, Sister Pamela. Just in case you haven't seen it, just in case I haven't seen certain intelligent drops or decodes or certain things that's going on in the mainstream media or just in the world, period. Pamela would send me articles. Mother would send me articles. Mother Susan Price and some of you as well. So I appreciate it. So family is saying happy birthday. And that's about it, family. I need to get out of here. My grandchildren are here. It's time to eat. They're wondering where Earth Amina is now. It is now 8:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you all hear of any important information that we need to know about, please put it in the description section or the comment section on our YouTube video or our Rumble video, and we will keep. You hear my grandbabies in the background singing. Then we will make sure we come back for the soul family. But I'm telling you, thank you for saying I'm awesome, Sister Tina. She says, what a joy and a blessing. I'm telling you, family, I feel it in my soul. And I know it because of, the information that came to me. But before that, and more importantly, because of the gumption or the unction of the Holy Spirit or the move of Source of the Most High, hey, grandson, that came upon me on yesterday that said starting today, people will start to see things. Oh, no, you got a mark on your finger. Oh, did you slam your finger in the door or something? Oh, I'm sorry. Granny will get to it right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Give me about 5 minutes, okay? Is Uncle still here?
He went to the music store.
Oh, you didn't want to go to the music store? It's dinner time, isn't it? Okay.
And
you spend a lot of time out with Uncle? Okay.
I went to the church 2 times.
You went to 2 church services today? Yeah, because Uncle wants you to see him playing and other musicians playing so you can learn how to play. Because your grandfather taught all of your dad and your mom, your dad and all of my kids how to play instruments from the time they were your age. So that's why they all know how to play instruments. And so instead of playing outside, they would play outside, but instead of playing outside all day long, they would practice on their instruments. Yeah. And it would make them feel better and they would create music. So that's why your uncle wants you to learn. Thank you so much, Sister Joanne, for the cash app blessing. God bless you.
Are you still on it?
I'm coming. Yes, I'm still on. I'm about to leave. You're hungry? Go ahead.
But I didn't really learn. Uncle Doug didn't tell me anything about them.
You didn't play today? Okay, well, sometimes you'll play and sometimes you won't. Hold on. All right, family. Dr. Kia, do you know why the human beings like rhythm and music? Because when you're in your mother's room, you hear the rhythm of her heartbeat. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. You are worth your weight in gold. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. Thank you. Who's that, Sister Janice? Hit the like button, family. Brandy Girl said it. Hit the like button. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. I know you're ready to eat. Hold on. You know that President Trump has a place for me in his administration. All right, Sister Pamela. I'm down for that. So that's it, family. I hope I said something that inspired you and encouraged you. Look into the Bill of Rights and how that act was ratified on December the 15th, and go and look at all the events that happened in history, including the end of the war against terrorism that we celebrate. That's chai latte. The war against terrorism that ended on December the 15th, 2011. A lot is going on, family. Those freedom bells have been ringing to let us know that victory is here, freedom is here, and so is a new financial system. So that's it, family. I love you all so very much. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. And what's your name? Come here. Amen. Come on. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Come here, Cherish. So I'm going to say, my name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Ooh, 21 commercials. My God.
What?
Come say goodbye to our soul family, to the people on my channel. We talked about the drones on my podcast yesterday, my darling.
Bye.
So that's it, family. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Your name is? Mia Cherish Lattimore. Your name is Mia. Mia what? Cherish Mia Moore Lattimore. Your name is?
Amin Ramahad Allah Mohammed Jordan Lattimore. Call me Moore Lattimore.
So that's us, family. We hope we said something to what? Y'all know?
Rise your what? Raise your vibrations.
Yes, we hope we said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Okay. Now let's go eat some dinner. What are we eating?
I don't know.
We're gonna eat some stir fry vegetable stir fry and rice, or you can eat the vegetable soup and rice that I made.
I gotta get some. I don't want the soup.
You don't want the soup? Okay. But that's it, family. We love you all so much. We appreciate you. Have a good night. Safe travels, and we will see you soon.
God
hopefully
you.
On tomorrow. What'd you say, baby girl?
God bless you.
God bless you. Say goodbye. What do you want to say?
Bye. I go to Somalia soon.
He hopes he goes to Somalia soon. He's Somali. He's part Somali. And Amen Ra is the name of the sun god, right?
Egypt.
You going to what?
I want to go to Somalia and Egypt. And Burkina Faso and
thank you.
Was it Sierra Leone?
Sierra Leone, for the person that just sent the cash app. Thank you. God bless you.
I want to go back to Puerto Rico.
She's part Puerto Rican. You see, my family's all mixed. Yeah, we had a blast in Puerto Rico, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Go, though.
You didn't get to go. That's all right. That's it, family. They're saying, hey, grandbabies.
Hi.
We love you, family. You're welcome. They're saying thank you.
Thank you.
You say you're welcome. Bye-bye.
What'd you say? Thank you.
So cherish means to love, right? Or to be fond of. Mi amor is my love in Spanish, and she's part Puerto Rican. And Amen Ra is the god of the sun. All right. So let's go eat some.
Hope you have a good
Oh, what'd you say? They're saying, hope you have a beautiful evening. Okay. Bye. Somebody says they are flipping cute. Thank you. And what's your favorite thing? Remember when we go downtown, what's one of your favorite things to do that Granny taught you? Or what's one of your favorite things to learn about that Granny taught you? I hope they get it right.
Crossword?
Not the crossword puzzles. But when we go downtown, what we do when we go to the treasure?
We get Edgewood coin.
Edgewood coin, right? What do they do at Edgewood coin?
We get presents.
They give you presents, but what else? What are we looking at? What do they sell there?
Coins.
Coins. What kind of coins?
Remember when you did?
What kind of coins?
When you did overboard with that thing, you got 500,000.
He said I went overboard with currency. They sell currencies, foreign currencies, and what else?
Coins.
What kind of coins though? Like silver and
gold.
Yes.
Copper.
And yes. And so they love learning about real money, And one time I showed you guys, we were out to dinner once and we were waiting on our waitress and I told them to draw something. They drew the BRICS flag. Y'all remember that? Y'all like, look, Granny, this is BRICS. I was like, how y'all know about BRICS?
I know a lot about geography.
You know a lot about geography. So who is BRICS? Do you remember the countries?
I got it.
Come over here and tell everybody. Just in case they don't know. Most people know here, but
Brazil, Russia, India, China,
yes.
South Africa.
Yes, good job. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
Said S, I was about to say San Marcos.
San Marcos. All right, family, we're hungry. We love you all so much. When you all say amen, that's right. You are giving homage to Amun Ra. A lot of people don't know that.
Thank you.
This boy said thank you. All right, family. Good night. We love you so much. Come on. Let's go eat, family. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Somebody say, wow, great job.
Oh, we come in another video at the start.
You want us to come at the start?
No, it's at the end.
Okay, well, all right.
Can we make a video with you?
Oh, they're saying bye. Okay, say bye. Bye.
Hola.
No. Oh, no, that's hi. You're supposed to know Spanish. Have you been working on what's that Spanish program?
Duolingo?
Have you been working on your Duolingo?
Yeah.
And you're saying bye? You're saying adios or bye? What's bye in Spanish?
Adios.
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 Say adios.
I remember Mia told me she had a 0-day streak. I built it up.
You're welcome. All right. Adios, family. How do you say bye in your language? And you're learning Somali or
Arabic?
Arabic. You learn Arabic. You know,
Arabic.
remember how to say bye?
Eledequa.
Eledequa. Say Eledequa. Is that's Arabic or Somali? He's Somali. Part Somali.
It's Arabic.
It's Arabic. Okay. Eledequa. Adios.
Bye. Adios. I said hola.
You said hola. How silly. All right, I'm starving. Are y'all hungry?
Mama, you did it.
Put that down. Put that down. Don't be touching my personal stuff. Bye, family. I love you. Bye-bye. About to end the live stream, family.
No.
Go ahead.